Hi everyone, it's a beautiful day in Sydney. I've got something really different for you today. No, that's not it. These dies, handcrafted elements dies. Now they're in the new catalogue, the new mini catalogue, and I'll show you where they are because you may just miss them. Like I'm probably going to miss them. Page 21. Page 21. Look at them. Aren't they beautiful? Handcrafted elements dies, and they're a standalone die. You get all these bits and pieces, and you can do some really lovely things with them. They're just tucked away there. You may not even see them on page 21, but there they are in all their glory. Now I'm going to give you a close-up of the actual dies themselves. You get this beautiful ornament. Now you can use that with that one. You've got a couple of little tags, and you've got this beautiful pair of dies that cut out these gorgeous, gorgeous elements. So we're not making a card today, but we're going to be making something using just these two from the handcrafted elements dies. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the one that I made earlier. Now, isn't that beautiful? It's beautiful both sides. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I've used the beautiful self-adhesive shimmer paper. Now, I've used it in gold, but there's a sheet of silver in there as well. So the thing is, they've got the adhesive already on the back. Now I'm going to show you how I did this two-sided beauty. Now that can go on your tree. You can pop that on the front of a card. You can give that to somebody to put on their tree to remember you. But I'm going to show you how we did it. So I'm going to pop that one up there. And all we need are these two little pieces here. This time I'm going to make it in real red. Now, I did have a selection of colours that would would be beautiful. Shaded spruce and gold, night of navy and gold, or silver. Night of navy looks fabulous with silver. Gorgeous grape and silver. Cherry cobbler and gold. Garden green and gold. Real red and gold. That's the one we're going to make here. Starry sky and silver. They're just a few that I just banged out a minute ago. So you can think about it and, yeah, go for it. Have a look at what you've got and see how you can do it. Now, you just need that and, of course, your little mini die cutting machine. And here it is here. Now, when you buy your little die cutting machine, everything is in the box. You get all the plates that are required. So now normally I would sticky tape these down, but I think they're going to be pretty safe. So you just put the sandwich in, so it's number one plate. You only get one, so that's pretty no-brainer. And a number two and a number two over the top. Now the piece that I'm cutting out is going to be the piece in the middle. So it's like a background piece. And I'm just going to run that through. Now this is very light, this little machine. Easy to use. It lives on the shelf next to me. And you'll just see how beautifully that cuts that out. So we only need one of those. Now, in order to get that off there, I need my take your pick tool. And I'm just going to find a rather big piece that would be supported. And look at that. It comes out so beautiful. Now, I've got a little container here that I'm keeping all the little bits and pieces in so they don't get everywhere. they're easy enough to get off there. Sometimes I just use one of the other plates to do that with, if you're in a hurry. I'm always in a hurry. Oh dear, always in a hurry, always running late. Now these just pop out, the pieces that you don't want. Now you can keep those for paper piecing. So you could put them back in like a jigsaw puzzle. Say I cut this out in black and then I cut it out again in the red, I can have the red popped back in there and just have the black outline, or vice versa. So we need one of those. So I can pop that there. And that was that one there. Now I've already cut out 2 little pieces of that beautiful gold glimmer paper. It's already got the adhesive on the back. That, trust me, that is a time saver, because this comes out so fine that it would be really tricky to try and get some adhesive behind that. So I'm just going to stand up and do this so I can see what I'm doing. So you'll notice that I've just put this down, glimmer side up, and the cutting edge of the die is on top of the glimmer paper. So it's face down, cutting blade down, glimmer paper facing up. I'm just going to pop that in there and run that through. Now I am actually going to run this through a couple of times just to be sure. Hang on. And if anybody's been following me on Facebook, you'll know that I'm in the middle of a skin cancer treatment at the moment, and I'm into week 3. And so as well as having all red spots all over my face, I now have to wear Vaseline. So I look like a sweaty, spotty teenager. But next week I can go back to normal. Okay, so I've cut that through, and you'll see, look, you can see how beautifully that just cuts. Now, this is the tricky bit. So we've got to get that out of there. And the adhesive is already stuck on there. Now, you can use one of these, Stampin' Up! Do Sell one. Mine is very, very old. But the principle is the same. This is just a piece of sponge rubber. I just keep it in this box. And you can just roll the brush across that. I don't know how it's going to work on this paper because I haven't actually tried it. But it loosens up the pieces and you're able to actually just pull that whole thing out. Now these have already got the adhesive on them. They're going in my little box. I'll tell you what, I'll cut the other one out before I continue, because I just want to show you what I'm going to do next, and then I can sit down and do it with you. This time I'm putting the glimmer side down, blade side down on top of that. So what we're actually going to end up with is a mirror image. So that's going through my little Bertha. And I will do that a couple of times as well, just to make sure. There we go. Now that just lives on a little shelf next to me because it's so handy. Okay, so let's get these off here. Pop them away. Now, as I was saying, I just keep this sponge rubber in this box and I just roll it. Any rubbish that falls off onto here, I just tip it into the box and then I empty the box when it's overly full. So I'm just going to give that another little go. Now, bearing in mind this is 2 layers, so we've got our beautiful glimmer paper plus the backing of the adhesive plus the adhesive itself, but it's still cut out beautifully. Now I'm just going to pull this one out. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, it's as simple as this. It is as simple as this. Let's pop them in there so they don't get lost. I have one. I have this one. So I'm going to peel this off. Now, as I said, it's very, very delicate. And yeah, so be really careful. And if you can, try and leave as many of these on the backing paper as possible. So you can see I'm just sort of pulling them through, hopefully. Now, if you miss a few, don't worry. If you don't have the time, you can just pull that up. Now, I've got a few there, but that's okay. I'm just going to poke them out. With the pokey end of my Take Your Pick tool. This tool is absolutely indispensable, and I'm not exaggerating. I use this tool every day. I lose it every day as well, but that's because I use it so often that, yeah, I can't remember where I had it last, even if it was only a second ago. But yeah, you can see. Now you can keep these. They would look lovely just randomly placed on a card base, really, anywhere. Might do that one day, like a jigsaw puzzle. Okay, there's only a couple more to go. That one there. Oops. That one, and that one. And there we go. Now, we're just going to lay this over our red piece. Now, it doesn't match. If you have a look at this one, you're able to see the blue behind it. But you want to get that as close as possible. So, oops. I started down here because they were sort of obvious shapes to start with. So I just very gently laid them on there. Now I'm not right over the top of this, so just bear with me for 2 seconds. Now, once you lay it down, you can actually play around with it till you get it right. What you really need to concentrate on is this outside edge. And there we go. Now, how beautiful is that? Now we're going to do the same thing with our mirror image. And it's going to be back the front to the one we've just done. So, if I can find the edge, I shall do that. Just bear with me. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to peel that away, hopefully. Okay. Now, just be careful, be gentle. Now, this one does not come off as well as the other one because we've done it from the back. So you may well have to poke quite a lot of these out. But here's the good thing. Most of the time they've got the release paper still stuck on the back. So yeah, you're not going to get stuck to them all. So just bear with me. I think it's easier from this side. So you can see that the release paper is off the main part of this, but still on these little pieces. Well worth the few minutes that it takes to do this. Now I've made this just into an ornament, but this could be a card topper. This could be on a card. You may well see this on a card in coming YouTube videos, so stay tuned for that one. And yeah. Now, I have a funny story to tell you guys. I don't know if you know this. My husband's name is Don. And the Disney cards, the Disney collector cards that Woolworths here in Australia have been giving away. I mean, it's come to an end now. But, yeah, they were a big item. All the kids wanted them. And, of course, you got doubles, and you're swapping them around and everything. And my little granddaughter came over and she said, Uma, I gave Umpa one of my Disney cards. And I said, oh, did you? And she said, yeah. She said, I've got one for you too. And she showed me Umpa's Disney card. And it was Donald Duck, which I thought, well, that's appropriate. His name's Don. And she gave me mine, and it was Goofy. And I was like, what are you trying to tell me, Libby? Is there something you're trying to say? Is your Uma Goofy? And she thought it was lovely. She thought she was giving me a treasure, which of course she was. But now some people call me Goofy. Ever since I've told them that story, so feel free. I've got broad shoulders. Okay, I think I've filled in a bit of time with chit chat now. Okay, nearly there. Possibly could have been quicker at this, but you know, can't talk and do stuff at the same time. I think you're painfully aware of that by now. Anyway, that was my funny story. I told a lady at bingo the other day that story, and complete stranger. I don't even know what her name is, but every time she sees me now, she says, "How you going, Goofy?" And I instantly regret telling her that. She just happened to be sitting at our table when I was telling the story. Oops. Okay, now that's all sticky. I don't know what I've done there. But anyway, take that off there. I think I tore it a little bit. Oh, crikey. Okay, so now we're doing the same thing. And you'll see that we've already done this side. And this leaf goes that way. When we turn it over, that leaf goes that way. And so too does this, because we've cut this in the reverse image. So that's going on there, much the same way. I'm looking at the same things down here to line up with, and it's just as easy as that. Now, I don't know what I've done there. I think I've torn it, but it doesn't matter, because this effectively is the back side of it. So now we've got this lovely ornament, and all I did was get some of our beautiful Simply Elegant twine, and I got about, I guess about that much. Let me measure that for you. So that is about, hang on, it's about 24 centimetres, sorry, I don't know what that is in inches. I doubled it, I popped it through that top loop, and then I popped that through that loop. And in order to make that stay, I've turned it over, and where that is, I've just popped some of our glue because we're going to put a bow on this. So I've just put a bit of glue on there. Now I'm sure you can see that glue. Then I've just turned that back around. Now that's going to hold that secure. Then with our beautiful, beautiful gold ribbon, you can also get silver. This also comes in silver. So if you're making these in gold or silver, you've got the same trim, just in that different metallic finish. So just a little bow, a little rabbit ears bow from me, because they're the only ones I can make. And yeah, you don't want it too big, or maybe you do. Maybe you do want it bigger than mine. But if you're making this, you make it the way you'd like to see it finished. So, but something totally different from a card, but it could be used for a card. So I'm calling that bow done. And I'm just going to snip that off at an angle. Glue dot. Now, with this glue dot, I'm going to actually put the glue dot on the back of the bow, but it will actually include that as well, so that will hold that firm. So, pop that on the top there like that. Trim that up if necessary. This, I just tied a normal knot in the end. You can hang it on the tree then. Yeah, stay tuned. We might be making something else with this. So, yeah. So that's it in red. I don't think I've done a very good job of lining that up, but this one here is perfect. So that's red. That's Night of Navy. So let me know, please, in the comments, what you think about that. I think that's a pretty cute little card topper or Christmas tree decoration. And because if it's going to be turning, of course you want it on the same on the back. So have a think about doing those and let me know how you go. That's my online store. If you need to purchase anything, you know, whatever. That's my email address. If you'd like to know anything personally, please send me off an email. I will answer you straight away almost. Do like and subscribe and share my videos. You might know somebody that just loves making Christmas decorations, and this is just a really quick one. Really, I don't even know how long we've been going. That's my host code for September, and it ends on the 30th. So look, thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with me again. I really enjoy sharing these bits and pieces that I make, and I think that's so, look, sorry, even if I do say so myself, I think that's brilliant. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye.